Hello and welcome back to VRG TV. This is episode 5, Building Your Resilience while Finding. Hello and welcome back to VRG TV. This is episode 5, Building Your Blooper. Hey audience, I had my phone turned up. So anyway, welcome to VRG TV episode 5, Building Your Resilience while Overcoming Adversity. And I have with me a dear friend, the coach, Coach Blanding. I'm going to let him talk, and we're going to kick this thing off. I'm excited. First of all, let me tell you, normally I have 4 cards. I have like 7 for him. I'm so excited about this conversation. Tell us a little bit about yourself, whatever you want to share.
I'm a native of Sumter, South Carolina. Raised by my grandmother, played a lot of different sports in the Parks and Recreation Department. Right now, I am now the head boys basketball coach at the Alabama School of Cyber Technology and Engineering, which is really exciting because there's only one school like it in the country.
Okay.
And no, I'm not a techie, so I don't know anything about engineering or cybersecurity, but to be a part of something on the ground level is really exciting. And I kind of tell everybody, and I set my foundation on being a builder.
I love it.
So you get to build from the bottom where there's nothing, and it's exciting. I'm a husband. I'm a dad. Just got a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. You said something already, and I'm not even on the cue cards yet. You said I'm a builder. Talk about that, because oftentimes if you follow Coach Blanding, you'll see where he says, I'm coaching. I love that, by the way. Like, you're pouring where you don't even know you're pouring. Even if it's reaching 2 to 3 people, you're pouring. So tell me about being a builder. And I think it starts at the house first, right? But you are truly building. Your voice is like, even when you got started, I'm like, okay, this is going to be a long one. But we're not. We're going to keep y'all 30 minutes, I promise. But that's good. Talk about that a little bit more.
Well, let's talk about the hashtag first.
Yeah.
The hashtag is, the coaching term is present progressive, which means that I'm just not going to coach one time or I'm coaching today. It's ongoing.
Yeah.
So my thing is I want to continue to do that. And it's not just about athletics. And I learned that a couple years ago. Like, what you can pour is much more than whether you can dribble, shoot, tackle, or hit a baseball. It's really about encouraging people to take a risk. I'm a serial entrepreneur, and that's because I grew up in a family that didn't have.
That's so.
And I was just like, I don't want my life to look like this all of my life.
That's it.
So you have to learn. You know, we grew our own vegetables in the backyard.
I love it.
So at one point in my life, here I am, the number 1 quarter miler or the number 1 half miler in the state of South Carolina, but I got to pick butter beans before I go to run the track meet. You know, and I'm like, Mama, but the coach said don't be in the sun. She's like, I don't care about that.
I need you.
So that's where the building came from in the beginning. You have to be self-sufficient in whatever it is that you do. Because nobody's going to give anything to you.
That's
good.
Good.
There's nobody walking around just saying, hey,
here you go.
It doesn't work like that. And if they are, for the most part, it's not sustainable.
That's it.
Anyway.
Ooh.
So you really just have to build a foundation that's really solid and grow out of that.
Ooh, that's good. Oh my goodness. Okay. Like, I am so excited, y'all, because there is a lot that I want to touch on, but I have to get to the questions. So if you have anything, and I always tell you, grab your notes, grab the gems, because it's important. Because what I heard him say is, if your foundation is not built on, if it's not solid, it won't be sustained. But I love that you talked deeper into being a builder and where it started, like from the roots. Yeah, I am this, but it had to start from that.
Right.
And so anyway, so here we go. How would you define resilience, since that's why we're here today?
It's elastic. You know, you have to be elastic. And what elastic does is it gives, but it never breaks.
Ooh.
You know, so you have to be able to kind of run and ebb and flow and stretch this way, stretch that way, but breaking is not an option. You know, but the thing about elastic is it's more than one kind.
Yes.
You know, latex is not breathable, so you can't use latex in every situation.
Yes.
But then spandex really gives you,
what
it is that you need. So it's just being able to be stretched but not break.
You got to be stretched but not break. People, are y'all listening? I am just getting giddy over here. Okay. That was so good. Be stretched but not break. Oh my goodness. Okay. Describe a situation when you or someone you know has demonstrated resilience, or when you or someone else could have demonstrated resilience.
And that's really easy. I think every single parent, and I just can't say single moms anymore because, men are raising their children by themselves as well. But anytime you meet a single parent who is really giving their all to their kids, that's resilience at its finest.
That's it.
At its finest.
Literally. I could think about plenty of stories. I was talking to my girls earlier. We pray every Tuesday before our team meetings. We have a meeting every Tuesday and we pray. And I was just thinking how I think people think that you get to a place like, I wouldn't be able to build this thing if I wasn't resilient when I lost my parents, when all the obstacles stacked up. Even today, like people think when you arrive, that's it. No, you got to maintain that.
That's when it's really tough.
That's it.
That's when it's really tough.
That's
Now you have so many other people looking at what you're doing because it's not just your family you're feeding. You're feeding other families as well.
That's it.
So to be resilient, it's an audacity. You got to have an audacity to be that. You got to have an audacity to say, you know what, no matter how difficult it gets,
I'm going to stay in
that's
that
right.
thing.
I'm not going back to where it was.
Yeah.
And it's an arrogance too.
That's it.
You got to have an arrogance to be prideful that no matter what happens, you're not going to fall.
I'm staying in it.
Yeah, you're not.
I'm staying in it. And you kind of talked about it when you got started. When you kind of said, "Hey, I had to do this, like I said, to get here." And a lot of people think that once you arrive, you're just there. No.
Yeah.
No, there's stuff that's gonna come at you
Right.
every day. I don't care what level you've elevated to.
That's right.
The stuff is still gonna come.
Yeah. As soon as you put yourself in a position where you're responsible, and then definitely for other people. Oh yeah, that's when it really.
That's it.
Gets
Oh
crazy.
yeah, it gets down to
it
the
really
nitty.
Gets crazy.
Yeah. This is so good. Okay. Can you think of qualities that would help someone be resilient? Because there's a lot of people out there, they don't know what that looks like. So any qualities that you must possess.
But here's the thing, Pam, and this is the part that people don't want to talk about in building and resilience and whatever. In order for you to figure out what resilience even looks like, you got to have some obstacles. Yeah. You have to have some adversity. But I think it all starts with your mind, how you think about it, how you think about yourself. And you just got to be determined.
Yeah.
You got to be determined.
That's a good one.
A book some years ago was It All Starts in the Mind. You really have to decide that this is what I'm going to do.
That's it.
And you cannot be afraid to change directions.
Yeah.
Sometimes we believe that if I change directions, then I'm a failure. Yeah. It doesn't mean that you're a failure. It could be a numerous reasons why you decided to do it a different way.
That's it. That's it.
So earlier I said it's an arrogance and it's a pride, but you can't be so prideful
that you can't pivot.
That's right. That's right. So, I've been coaching basketball 20 years, and in 20 years, I never do the same thing the same way every year. Yeah. Only arrogant people and an arrogant coach goes, it's this way. Because I may want to play this offense or this defense, but I don't have those kids anymore. One year I had 6'5", 6'7", 6'7". 3 years later, I got 5'10", and my biggest guy is 6 feet. Yeah. So now we can't do the things that we did then. You have to figure out what's going to make you successful. And then when you're a leader, it's just not about making you successful.
It's about everybody around you.
Yeah, because your plate gets fixed last.
That's it. That's it. And a lot of people don't understand that. And that goes back to, are you truly a leader or not? Because if you're trying to feed yourself first, unfortunately, you don't fall in that category. Yeah, so, you can't lead. Yeah. You said something, but I'm going to paraphrase. We're sitting at a table, and let me use me as an example, because y'all know I'm always transparent. I get a lot of referrals, but if I feel like nobody else is eating around me, then the company can't grow to where I need it to be. If you hoard what is given to you, you'll never have, you can't, you're not even a good steward.
No.
You know?
And the Bible tells us you can store it away in the barn, but what happens when the barn catches on fire?
That's it. It's done.
Yeah.
It's done.
Now you don't get to eat, but nobody in the village, so to speak,
That's it.
gets to eat. So, and sometimes being a leader, being resilient, being the one at the top, being the one who's trying to build it, you don't get to eat at all.
That's it. That's it. That's it.
Yeah,
I know it all too well. I know it all too well. But that's good. That was good. So you have to be determined. You have to be determined to be resilient. Like literally, you can't give up.
That's right.
We are so quick to give up when adversity shows up.
Well, it's easy because if you look at social media, if you look at television, we are a hip hop generation. Hip hop just turned 50, right?
Yeah.
But we're a hip hop generation. When it's not hip, we hop.
Yeah. That's good.
We just want to be comfortable. Don't want to stretch ourselves. And as soon as something happens that we don't like, we go somewhere else.
Yeah. We're leaping because it ain't going our way or whatever it is. So you got to be determined. You got to, like he said, I love that you said you got to have some arrogance because a lot of people don't think you do. They're like, well, no. You got to believe in the product that you're building.
That's right.
That's the only way you'll be able to.
Yeah, and you have to be no nonsense too. You can't. And no nonsense is about sacrifices.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a quote the other day that said, "I didn't see you at the party." And the guy says, "Yeah, but I didn't see you at the bank."
Yeah, that's it. That's good. That's good.
So you have to make some sacrifices early.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean that you're going to starve yourself for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
But what good does it do to hoard it?
That's it.
And not give it away. We have to be free with whatever we give too.
That's it.
Because we are truly blessed and we're giving things that we have to take care of, but we have to share them too.
That's it. That's it. Because the return is going to come. Trust and believe the return is going to come. If you take care of your people, God's people, if you take care of them, the return is going to come.
Oh, yeah.
But your priorities, I just feel like just got to be right. But that goes back to being determined to have any resilience. I love that you said that. Okay. Listen, I got to slow down a little bit, but it's getting so good. Let me tell y'all, I really want to look at the comment section because he's dropped a lot of gems just in this short amount of time. Like, and let me just slow down just a little bit. I don't think that people understand that there are people that has blazed trails who have stood up. This man is an investor, a father, a husband, and truly, like, if you think about this, I want you to ask yourself, how am I changing the life of the next person, whether it be brother, cousin? He's coaching kids. How many kids do you feel that you've kind of mentored? It's been a lot.
Man, in 20 years?
Yeah.
Oh, a lot.
And so he's pouring into the next generation, but he hadn't stopped. The kids are still coming.
Right.
And so we need men like you. We need leaders like him to stand up and to be able to pour back into the next generation. So that's why I kind of created this, so people know the Chris Blandons that's out there who are humble. Literally, you don't see him boasting and bragging. He's coaching daily.
That's right.
He's coaching. That's right. So anyway, okay, next question. Is resilience just bouncing back? Do you feel like resilience is just bouncing back?
No, it's deeper than that. So let me be transparent.
Okay.
Let me be transparent.
Okay.
So when I moved here, my son was playing basketball at Chapman, and I went to volunteer.
Okay.
The next year, the coach left, and I was asked to come in and coach the team the next year. I was excited because I'm like, y'all gonna pay me for what I was doing? For
yeah.
All right, I'm your guy.
Okay, cool.
So first year we won 3 games or something. But I think in a 7-year period, I think we won 135 games and lost 35, and 17 was in the first year. Well, then that allows you to be recognized to move to your next situation. So, we ended up winning 2 or 3 city championships at the time. Well, I go to Columbia and I'm digging in. I'm really building this program. And I had some opportunities to leave several times, but I didn't leave because I was attached. I said, man, we're building something good here. Et cetera, and so on. I got fired. I got fired.
Plot twist.
And
listen in.
So when I got fired, Pam, I was angry.
Yeah.
And I was angry because I didn't do anything wrong. I was angry because I had given 9 years to a place that we built, you know? And then I'm like, so because I can't get along with some of the leadership because I stand up and say this is not fair, I get relieved of my duties. And we could have gone to court because it could have been some racial discrimination. It's just a lot. And then I decided, hey, I'm not going to give them 6 more months of my time. I'm just going to move on. So even before you can figure out how to be resilient and what that is, you're going to go through a gamut of emotions. You know, because I was mad. You know, I was mad.
Flesh.
Like, you know how they say, I can do all this, but I'm going to knock this on my way. I wanted to knock all the stuff off the wall, off the tables, and everything. But what happened was, a quarter of a mile down the street, I get a call about a job that I was not looking for, right? But had I let my emotions have the best of me,
had you flipped the table,
right? or if I felt sorry for myself, and even though it wasn't fair, if that was my precipice in saying it wasn't fair, the other opportunity wouldn't have come.
That's it,
right? So resilience is bouncing back, but it's also understanding what your assignment is. That's a big thing now. Know the assignment, but you really have to understand what your assignment is. My purpose is to give back to kids. That's my purpose.
That's it.
Right? So instead of me being mad about it, I said, I'm going to do this. And it wasn't 30 days
before that new
I get another opportunity. But guess what happened? That led to the opportunity that I have now.
That's it.
Right?
The new one.
And it's not about money, but every level.
That's it.
And it's less work.
Yeah.
No more fundraising. So, you just have to really not get bogged down in your emotions to understand that your purpose is bigger than the pit.
Yes, because sometimes we think it's us. No, it's bigger than you. He said, know the assignment and watch your reaction.
That's right.
You could have reacted, but you don't know who would have been at that next opportunity, Oh no, Coach Blandon, he did this.
Right.
Don't, you know, I don't know what the kids say now. You canceled. They could have canceled you.
and here's the thing. Sometimes it still makes me mad.
That's it. But if you think back, like, man, though, and earlier today, again, I was talking to the girls about treating what you have well, operating excellence at all times. Like, you told me that there was no pay. Then they offered you pay. And even in that, before there was pay, I'm sure you still showed up in excellence. I'm sure you still showed up willing to do whatever with no pay.
That's right.
A lot of us can't even volunteer well. Volunteer well.
That's
Operate in excellence in all that you do, not just some of what you do, all of what you do. If you're volunteering, why did you sign up? Why did you sign up if you weren't going to do it well?
Well, there's a saying that goes like this. It says, the way you do anything is the way you do everything.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah. So you just can't wake up in the morning and say, all right, now today I'm going to be on time when you've not been on time every day. You know, you'll do it one day, but it's not sustainable. So, the way you do anything is the way you do everything.
That's good. That's good. That part is really, really good. So he says, no, resilience is not bouncing back. It's bigger than that. It's bigger than you. It's bigger than him. It's about the next generation, the next leaders.
Right.
But who's going to pour? Do you take time to pour? Do you take time to volunteer? You can't complain about changing a thing if you're not a part of the change.
That's right. And so for a coach, only an arrogant coach, a pompous coach, really sets the standard on how many games they've won in their career. That's not really what good coaching is about. What good coaching is about is how many of those kids come back to see you on Christmas break.
Ooh, that's good.
How many of those kids send you an invitation when they're getting married? Send you an invitation when they're having a child or whatever. That's really what it's about. It's not about how many games you win.
That's it.
Because you can't cash in a high school state championship ring for a job.
That's it.
You know, you got to put some habits into that kid. You know, I think one of my best moments is when I hired one of my former players last year. That's big
amazing.
Deal.
Yeah. Because they came back.
And here's a kid who is working on his MBA, got a full-time job, and he's like, yeah, coach, I want to come and this is what I want to do. And then I hired another one this summer. So that's really what it's about. It's not about how many games we win or whether I get in the Hall of Fame. And those things are great. Don't get me wrong; those things are great. But if we're coaching for that,
that's it.
I learned a long time ago that there's only one person that can be the champion at the end.
Mm-hmm.
You know, based on your ring. But what can we do to champion other people?
That's it. That's it.
Yeah,
the rest of it is just added benefit.
That's it.
That's it. You did coach at Columbia.
I did.
Lee. I think you coached Lee.
I did.
Yeah, I thought about that. And so still, like, this young man is phenomenal. He went off to play basketball, but I don't know if he's still in.
Right.
But either way, he still remember Coach Blandon. So what he's telling you is treat those people well that's on the journey with you. Like, I can give a good example. You're talking about your students or your players, but I have clients who just continue to send referrals, and I'm so grateful for it. But if they don't come back, that means I didn't treat them well.
That's right.
They don't remember. I have a client who's getting married. They send me those wedding anniversaries. So maybe I made an impact or a great impression on them for them to keep coming back. So I love that you mentioned that. Like, what impact are you making on the people around you? Yeah. If you're not, then it's not sustainable.
Yeah. If everything we do is just for money or accolades, and we're not giving back, even when I started doing fundraising, when I started doing community service, when I was at Chapman Middle School, my guys didn't understand that.
Yeah.
Chapman is a Title I school, which means that they have some issues financially, right? So they're like, why are we going to the Manor House giving stuff away? Coach, that doesn't make sense. I'm like, but you giving something away may be benefiting somebody else.
That's it.
But I'll stop you by McDonald's tonight to get something to eat. So you really have to understand that there's somebody who's worse off than we are.
That's it. Oh my goodness. And we just don't understand that. And that's one of my little pet peeves, y'all, is just that you cannot volunteer your time for that person that's less fortunate. I understand. We all go through. We've been through, right? Like, if we were to sit here and really tell our story, we will be here for a while. But you're not that bad off. And if you are, how can you change it? Like, what are you going to do to change your current situation? And we don't want you to stay stuck and stagnant either.
Right.
So pour back, and maybe then you'll be poured into. I don't know. So
this nothing gets in here.
That's it.
You open it. Yeah, something can come in and go out. So,
that's it.
Yeah, but giving is a lifestyle too.
That's it.
Yeah, when I was growing up, we call them stingy people. Some people are just stingy.
Yeah, they hoard it all. Hoard it all,
That's
and
right.
then you can't take it to your grave. You can't put it in the hearse.
No.
Yeah, you gotta. So build legacy. Make your foundation sustainable. Whatever brand, business, and some of us are not entrepreneurs.
Right.
Some of us are not built for that. But whatever you do, do it well. I tell my children all the time, like, if you want to cheer, do it in excellence.
Right.
If you want to play basketball, do it in excellence.
Yeah.
Somebody's watching.
Oh yeah.
And you'll be seen,
but
not if you don't do it well. If you're not a team player.
Oh yeah.
Nobody want to play with you. Nobody want to hang out.
They won't play for me if they're not a team player. And you see it on all levels of athletics.
Yeah.
People making millions and millions of dollars, but they're bad teammates. So
That's
they bounce around in different leagues and that kind of thing. And you don't want to be that person.
Yeah.
And it's not, you're not asking them to think less of themselves. You ask them to think of themselves less.
That's it.
That's all it is.
That's good.
Yeah,
I do, before I read the next question, I have a question. So I do have a lot of people, they work for certain employers, and they're like, man, they don't know how to treat their people. That goes back to leadership. You're a manager. You're not a leader.
Right.
How do you feel about those? Like, talk to those people who don't know what to do. They're showing up at their job. Leadership sucks. They don't know how to treat the people. They can't even say good morning when they walk. They just walk right like the person is nobody. They just walk. Like, what would you say to those people who's struggling in that aspect, who's not an entrepreneur, but they know that they're called to hire?
The first thing is stop complaining.
That's it.
And it goes back to your mind. I mean, you just got to stop complaining. But the second thing is you got to have an exit strategy.
That's it.
You have to have a plan. And even though you may not be an entrepreneur, if your plan is to stay there and continue to get abused, that's what's going to happen.
That's it.
So your exit strategy may be getting some needed skill sets
Yes.
there to move somewhere else.
That's it.
But if you come in with a disgruntled attitude and you complain all the time, you're not going to get what it is that you need.
Yeah.
And some of us may not be entrepreneurs that we know of yet,
That's
but
it.
sometimes your situation throws you
Whew.
a curveball and it makes you an entrepreneur.
I was thrown.
Yeah, and I was too. I was too. And even at that, we can't be full-time entrepreneurs too fast.
That's it.
You know, your 9 to 5 can fund
Can
what it is
fund
that you want to do. But as soon as we have an idea,
We be ready to
we ready to be
popcorn
on that.
society. We
Yeah.
wanted to be
Yeah.
$1 billion company
Yeah.
tomorrow.
But everybody who has a business is not an entrepreneur.
That's it.
You know, some
That's
people
it.
are business owners, but entrepreneurs really answer questions.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're not answering questions about the needs of the customer base that you want to have, you're not an entrepreneur.
Yeah. No. You stay over there. Don't get wet feet. But I was thrown. Literally, I was striving to be regional manager at this property management firm, multifamily property management firm. Wanted to be DM something. I just knew that I was going higher, and God was like, no. And so I struggled. I shared this story earlier, but I struggled, Chris. I left. I did leave. I left in 2018, and I sat under my mentor, Martha Webster. And in 2019, my deals started being held up. And I'm like, okay, God, like, you're funny. What's going on?
Right.
And until I moved my license to my company, nothing was moving. Like, it was a drought. And just as soon as I moved it, the Drapers, they were my first deals with the company, and they closed right after. But all of that to say this, sometimes God is trying to kick you out of your comfortability, and you're stuck where you are. I don't know if it's at your job or whatever it is. Maybe you have an idea that he's been telling you to launch and you're scared. You got to do it scared. I was so scared. I had this little paycheck every 2 weeks, little bonus at the end of the month. You know, I had my benefits, all of that. But when I leaped, I had to trust that God was going to sustain this vision that he gave me. So yeah.
When it's bigger than you can comprehend, that's when it's time to go for it.
That's it. That's it. And not knowing that there's people attached to you. I tell my team all the time, I have about, 19, 20 agents. And I say, if I had not done what God told me to do, those people would not be here at Virtuous Realty Group. There would not be a VRG commercial. There would not be a property management side. There would not be a VRG TV, and I would not be sitting here with Coach Blandon. Like, this session was already ordained before it came.
For sure.
And so we just got to do it. Just do it scared. I don't even know how we got there, but I think I was just more so talking to those people who work under these leaders who aren't truly leaders, so they don't really know how to treat their people.
Have a plan. Get the skills you need to get. But get ready to move.
Get ready to move. Get ready to move. Prepare. Like, listen, you cannot pray for $1 billion and can't take care of 100,000.
Right.
I keep saying that. Like, that means you can't be on the job. He told you, do not complain. You're on the job complaining every day. Well, how do you think you're going to get to the next level complaining?
You can't be trusted.
You can't be trusted.
You can't be trusted.
Yeah,
so. Yeah. And that's why I was fired. I was fired because my loyalty had become my enemy.
That's it.
There were so many other opportunities that I missed because I wouldn't let go.
Yes.
You know?
You were comfortable.
Yes.
I was too.
Yes. Yeah.
And God was like, okay, let me kick you out this box.
Oh, you don't want to behave? Watch what I do.
Yeah. Cut.
Stop it.
Yeah.
All right. I get it.
I see you guys.
I don't like it, but I get it.
Yeah, so you see, we both just trusted wholeheartedly that wherever that next step was, it was going to be bigger than where we were, but we were comfortable. We were too comfortable. And look at where we are now. So anyway, in the face of adversity, do you protect what you have or seek out new growth opportunities? In the face of adversity.
So there's a book I read called Who Moved My Cheese, right? And
I heard of that.
The book talks about him and Haw. There were some mice, and they're making their way through a cheese maze, and I don't remember which one did what, but they were working really aggressively at one point. When they get through the maze, they find some cheese. So one of them stops, and he's relaxing. He's just eating cheese. He's just chilling. Yeah. The other guy eats a little bit. He moves on. Well, the issue was, what happens when it moves?
Wow.
You're sitting there, you're relaxing, and it moves. So I think that you have to always seek the next opportunity.
Ooh, we were just talking about it.
Yeah, you can't do anything without getting ready for the next thing.
Yeah.
And you want to be successful.
Yeah.
You know, it's like diversifying. It's diversification.
Yeah.
You want to add something else to your brand.
That's
you know?
it.
Because if you don't, when your cheese dries up, what happens?
Yeah. It's a drought.
Yeah, you go hungry.
Yeah.
You know, one mouse had some running shoes because he was really dedicated to what he was doing.
I got to read that book.
The other dude just chilling.
Yeah.
He's chilling.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you always, from where I stand, you have to seek the next opportunity.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that you have taken that opportunity behind you and put it to the side, but you're always seeking for more, for better situations. You know, I started in education almost 30 years ago because my high school coach had an influence on me that was unbelievable.
Yeah.
You know, a little short white guy, 5'8", with a cow's lip.
Yeah.
And he taught me about responsibility. He taught me about what it's like to show up for somebody else.
Yeah.
And I wanted to give that to other people.
Yeah.
But what I had to find out was the traditional way wasn't my way.
That's it.
You know?
That's it.
So I was one of very few coaches in Huntsville City that was not a full-time teacher.
Wow.
You know, I was working in corporate America, and then I would go there in the afternoon. And just like now, where I am now, when I went in and talked to the president of the school, I said, I don't want a full-time job.
I'm just here to
coach.
Yeah.
You know, because I have so many other things that I'm trying to do. And it works out.
That's it.
Because now I have more freedom.
Yeah.
If I had to sit in a classroom, and no disrespect to teachers, y'all some of my favorite people, but if I had to sit anywhere, not just in a classroom, in an office or anywhere now,
that wouldn't work.
8 hours,
Yeah.
I would lose my mind.
That's it. He's a builder.
Yeah. So I'm an entrepreneur not because of the money. I'm an entrepreneur because of the freedom.
That's it. I love it.
Yeah.
I
Because
love
of the
it.
freedom. But also understand you don't have a net either.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you fall, you're gonna hurt something.
That's it. That is so good. I mean, and everything you just said is I'm a builder.
For sure.
That's just it. I'm a builder. And so I don't just seek out, I don't protect what I have. I'm seeking the next opportunity, whether it be to pour, whether it be to create a mentorship program, whether it be to build my car detailing company, whether it be to whatever it is. My investment portfolio. I'm a builder, and I'm going to build to create more opportunity instead of being like that mouse that got the cheese and it's like, okay, I'm good. Your drought is you're going to run dry.
Yeah.
You're going to run dry.
Yeah. All of us will have a Zarephath.
That's it.
Yeah. The well is the well, the brook. All of it's gonna dry up. You know, like Lee. So Lee calls me. He's like, Coach, you know, this is not working for me in basketball. I said, bro, I didn't send you to school to play basketball.
Yeah.
You know, you're going to school because you're trying to get something bigger than that.
That's it.
Right? So if basketball's done, it's done.
Okay. Yep.
It's done.
Yep.
Get your degree if that's what you're going to do.
That's
if
it.
you're not going to do that, that's fine. Get out and get you a job where you can take care of yourself. So you got to change direction.
You got to pivot. You got to pivot.
Yeah, you got to pivot.
We be so scared to pivot. Y'all pivot on purpose.
That's right.
Pivot on purpose. Okay, last question. As a resilient leader, how should one show up in times of stress? Because the people be out here stressed out. We don't want y'all to be stressed out. So we want you to listen to this answer. As a resilient leader, how should one show up in times of stress?
In Huntsville, we have a big, beautiful park downtown called Big Spring Park, right? And Big Spring Park has ducks and swans. And the thing about the swan is they're always so smooth when you see them when they glide across the water.
Oh, yeah.
But underneath, man, they're kicking so hard. So as a leader, you got to have that smooth over the water glide, but you still got to be working underneath. Speed of the leader is speed of the team. If chaos breaks out and you're chaotic and you don't know where you're going and you're all over the place, your team is going to feel that too.
Ooh.
So as a resilient leader, as a leader who really is there for their team you want to build after the storm is over too.
That's it.
You just got to be like the duck, man. You got to be smooth on the top, but still working hard underneath.
That is so good. Oh my goodness. Okay. So tell us any fun fact. This has been good. Have y'all enjoyed this episode? Like, I am going home to replay and write down the gems that were dropped. You don't even understand. Just like that last one. Like the swan. The swans are truly kicking, but y'all we be looking at them like, oh, they just in the way.
Yeah, they're just cool.
Yeah.
They're just cool.
Yeah. So any fun fact that the people don't know about the coach, Chris Blandon?
A fun fact about me. I'm not really fun.
We are builders. We get to the business.
Right. So it's really no nonsense. But
travel, any
yeah, we travel extensively. I think last year we went to Puerto Rico, went to the Dominican Republic. We'll go to Mexico in a couple of days. But I think one of the things that I don't even know if this is a fun fact, but it's just a thing that makes me proud.
Okay.
Is every day I get to get on a truck with my son and pour into him.
I love it.
You know, it's one thing to pour into other people,
but when it's your own seed.
Yeah, and understand now, it wasn't always this easy.
Oh yeah.
You know, not showing up,
building,
for whatever.
Still building.
But and I know my daughters are probably watching like, wait a minute.
You forgot about us.
But life with them was a little easier.
Yeah.
It was a lot easier with them. But to be able to get up every morning and share with my son and to pour into him is really a good thing for me. And it's really helped our relationship, and a relationship that was fractured. And it was fractured not because I wasn't there.
Yeah.
It was fractured because he wanted to go in a different direction, and I just wasn't having that.
That's it.
But not a fun fact, but just a fact that really makes me feel
That's good. And I can tell, I don't know if you guys can tell, but how proud he is of that, because a lot of people, I'm going to share something super transparent, something that a lot of people don't know. But what would you say to the person, going back to your story of how proud you are of your son and being with him, and you being able to kind of rebuild that relationship? I'm the baby of 7, and I have a brother who was in Utah working, and he got left there in Utah right at the pandemic. And so with that being said, he became homeless. He wouldn't call home. He didn't want nobody to know. I didn't know, so I put a missing persons report out on late 2020, about August, September 2020. Police found him. They kind of said, hey, I gave him your number, but it's going to be up to him to call.
Right.
So this is going back on what you just said. It's going to be up to him to call. And so he never called. Then I get another call. So the only thing I knew to do was pray. So I want you to kind of talk to this piece, because I think there's a lot of people out there that don't know how to mend relationships, where I think if you just continue to either pray or build it, because it sounds like you were in a building stage of that.
Right.
Whatever was, it's not anymore, because you put the time in to figure out, okay, how can we mend this thing? So anyway, going back to the story. So God just kept showing me, hey, he's okay. Through people. People would just call me and say, hey, I met your brother, great guy. He's not ready to come home. Okay, well, because I was ready to catch a flight.
For sure.
I'm ready to go get you, but we got to stop trying to be Jesus, I think.
Right.
We be trying to be Jesus in certain situations where the man is clearly saying, I'm good. I know he's not good to where we lost our mom in 2015. So I think that I think some of my siblings still battle with that. I still battle with it, right?
Sure.
It's been 8 years, but I know that I got to keep pressing for the family. I got to break generational curses. I got to do all things. So, okay, going back to Greg's story. So anyway, fast forward, I get a call just the other morning. And this lady saw him, and she provided him transportation to where he needed to go. And he's bragging. Literally, he's like, yeah, my baby sister, this is, he doesn't know my number. But he told the woman she has her own company, and me in my head, I'm like, how does he know that? Like, I started my company in 2019. 2020 was like the elevation of it. And so anyway, he's like, yeah, her husband's name is Marquis, and she has her company. She's doing well. And I'm like, so he remembers, obviously. And it was a proud moment for the woman that's on the phone. So she's like tearing up. So now I'm tearing up. But for those people that's going through those things, how can you speak to that person? For me, that's still heavy on me, because I'm like, I want to go get him. I want to help you, but he doesn't want the help. For us that want to save the people,
You gotta take your hands off of the situation, and I know that's definitely hard, and it's probably harder for women than it is for men.
Yeah.
Because they're the nurturers.
Yeah.
But you really have to take your hand off because you could really fracture the relationship even more if you go get him.
That's it.
You know, because now he's like, my little sister had to come and help me.
Yeah.
You know, that could
and he's
cause
a male.
That could cause an issue.
He's the oldest.
Yeah. So there's a lot of dynamics there that's just like, just keep praying, take your hands off. But when he comes,
yeah,
you got to be willing to open your arms.
That's
and,
it.
And hug on him and that kind of thing. Because I was mad at my son for a long time.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm just like, dude, I'm trying to give you what I didn't have. I didn't have a father there.
That's it.
You know, so I'm trying to give you what I didn't have, and you don't want to accept it.
That's it.
Right?
That's it.
And I said, God, how can I help all these other people's kids
and can't help
and
in my house?
Can't help my
Woo!
own kid.
That's me.
You know, what does that look like?
That's it.
You know what he said?
What say?
I'll send somebody.
That's it.
Yeah, I'll send somebody. So,
it.
but you just have to be willing to accept them when they come back.
That's
because they're gonna come.
That's it.
You just got to be willing to accept them when they come.
That's it. Because that's hard. Like literally. So when you said that, I was like, man, that's similar. It's just an older sibling.
Right.
I'm the baby carrying these adults on my shoulders, but God was like, release. And I'm gonna show you these little sequences and signs that he's okay, and he's done that. It's been 3 years. Yeah. He's shown me that. And the lady said that he's like, I'm probably going to go home, you know, sometime later in the year, but not right now. I'm not ready. Yeah. And I guess we just got to you got to respect the fact that when the people are not ready, they're not ready. Whether it's your marriage, your children, you know, whatever it is, your siblings.
But it's also about freedom.
That's it.
Right?
You're right.
So I'm an entrepreneur because I want freedom, but he's in Utah because he wants freedom.
That's it.
You know, he's just enjoying himself.
That's it.
And even though it may not look like we want it to look.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I'm like, we've never been separated like that. Like, my mom has always kept us up. Now I'm the glue. Now that mom's gone, I'm the glue. I remember the birthdays. I celebrate everybody else. Actually just had a birthday. But I'm like, okay. So, but when those moments hit, I want y'all to be prepared for it. Like, when it comes back, whatever that relationship is, like he said, you just got to prepare for it. To give that person grace, continue to give them their freedom until they're ready.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So,
because I promise you, if you do it yourself, you are going to mess it up.
That's it. Every time.
Yeah.
Every time, take your hands off. So I feel like that was still a part of adversity. So thank you for sharing with us today, man. I want to keep talking because this is getting good, but I hope you guys enjoyed some of his story. We're going to bring him back. I just feel like we need more males to kind of pour back into these younger men. I just truly believe that suicides are happening because they don't have the Chris Blandons and you know, the other males. I had Big John on last time. I think they need to see that more. And so just know, how do they find you?
You can find me on Facebook and Instagram. On Instagram, it's I Am Coaching. On Facebook, it's just my name, Christopher Blanding. And I'm not really a lot of social media stuff. I don't do Twitter and all this other kind of stuff, but you can reach me there. Or you can call Alabama School of Cyber Technology and Engineering, and they'll get a message to me. But yeah, I'm available, and anything I can do to help anybody.
Absolutely.
I will. And help doesn't always come in the form of writing a check and giving $1. It could be getting you on the truck so you can work.
That's it.
Whatever it is. But yeah, I'll help whoever I can.
I know. I mean, I am a witness. Like, he is always pouring, and so make sure you follow him on all of those platforms. I do have one bonus. You talked about you and your wife traveling. How important is that for not just a married couple, but that single woman or single man? How important is it to just unplug?
Yeah, it's really important. Whether you're an entrepreneur, single, married, whether you work at, on a lower level, entry level position, you have to have time for yourself. Mm-hmm. Self-care is really about being selfish. Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with being selfish because you can't give and never get filled. So yeah, take time for yourself. Travel can be expensive, so even if you don't have the money to go out of the country, I mean, I went to Lake Gunnersville a couple years ago on a retreat with one of my jobs, and it was amazing there.
Yeah.
So it could be going to Big Spring Park,
That's
for
it.
us, but you have to be able to unwind. And if you work at a place and they don't give you vacation time,
Yeah.
you need to find another place to work.
Yeah.
Because you can't give your best on empty.
Yes. You cannot pour from an empty cup.
No.
You can't pour from an empty cup. So schedule that time. Like he said, you can just go book a room. Go read a book in the hotel. I don't know. Just picnic in the park, like he was saying, Big Springs Park. But unplug. Don't just pour so much that you don't pour back into yourself. That's not healthy. But again, I will keep him all night. So let me go ahead and wrap it up. Thank you for joining us for episode 5. The Coach Blanding. Make sure you follow him on all of his social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram. We thank you guys so much for just hearing, getting the pour, receiving the gems. Join us for VRG TV, episode 6. We'll see you next time.